Welcome to Orchestrated Gratitude. Sharing appreciation and gratitude is a hallmark trait of the orchestrated connecting community. I'm the gratitude junkie, Chris Palmore, the founder of gratitudespace.com, and with my co-host, the Conductor of Connections, David Homan, we bring you a weekly series dedicated to sharing gratitude towards the friends made through these orchestrated connections. This is Orchestrated Gratitude. Welcome to Orchestrated Gratitude. I'm Chris Palmore. Glad to be here. This is our second episode, and the amazing thing about this idea of orchestrated gratitude is, there's a lot of elements, just like there's a lot of players and a lot of instruments and a lot going on in this orchestra that is life and these friendships. And today, what Dave and I are going to talk about is just the importance of relationships, not only personally but professionally. So, speaking of a friend who's a personal and professional friend of mine, David Homan, how you doing, man?
Doing good, Chris. I love to be described as a professional friend, so thank you.
You're a personal and a professional friend, because we're doing this together, and we also have a personal relationship, and we would be talking anyways.
Very true, very true. But now it gets documented, so we don't forget about it another time.
That's right. And one day you'll be telling me something, and I'll go, "That's really good," and you'll go, "You know what? You said that."
Absolutely. So I just want to comment first on your preface with, all the different instruments and the ways that orchestration works. So as a classical composer, what you learn really quick is orchestration is a craft. It's an art, but it's something where you take an existing melody in a harmony and you just learn how to make it bigger, how to amplify it. And people think it's overwhelming. They look at, there's 120 something pieces, there's strings, there's winds, there's brass, there's percussion, there's a conductor. Like, how does he make sense of it? But when you actually get into the understanding of what makes orchestration work, it's a couple different colors and a couple different variations to those colors. But it's only great if the core melody and the harmony was great to begin with. And that's why when you talk about orchestrating or amplifying any relationship, it's only as strong as the two people you're putting together.
I love that. See, you have such a great musical background where I think of myself as like, the Orchestra of Gratitude. I want to be the conductor. I want to be up there. Like I said before, I want to go and hear this beautiful music. But obviously, like you said, you've got to, just like a relationship has to be strong, or two people have to get along. There has to be some sort of in sync, something that's syncing people together. And obviously finding that normally is, you reach outside of a business, you really get to a personal aspect if you want to get connected on a core level.
Exactly. And the way I look at it is, there's one thing that actually matters in relationships, and that's trust. And trust is what allows us to orchestrate them, to conduct them, so to speak. But how you earn that trust is by investment. And people don't look at it as the same type of investment as time or money. But if you think about any relationship that you have, you've certainly spent time to invest in it. And most likely you've spent a small to a decent amount of money, and you add to it what your time is worth. There are relationships that people have invested in for years. And that's why we should never casually hand them over without understanding how it's mutually beneficial. Because you can't take a melody and just slap any harmony to it. They have to work in tandem, or you don't have a piece of music.
Right. And then, if we hazardly do that play, it's gonna mess up the music between you and I at the same time.
It will. And if you can spend years building the trust, you can eradicate it in wasting somebody's time or wasting somebody's money. And it's that simple. When people are busy and people are stressed and their trust in you lets them take time away from that, they put a very heightened and focused measure on that time.
Right.
And you can earn that trust by adding to their value, adding to their time, saving them money, helping them make money. But the relationship isn't because of those. The relationship is what drives it. And any success that comes from it is ancillary to that relationship status and how it grows.
Right. It's you have this relationship, and then if they come across somebody, they go, "Oh, this is somebody," again, because you get close to people, you think, "Oh, this is somebody that somebody should know," just because you have that core relationship with them. This guy this guy likes the same music, or, oh, this person likes the same ball club, or, you know what I mean? These commonalities with good people.
Yeah.
Then you want to match these good people together, because you just know, it's going to be good. It's not going to be out of harmony. Now, they may not be in the band the rest of their lives, but that there's a succinct melody there that you're happy to arrange.
It's all true and very well said. The thing I'd add, given the theme of this series around gratitude, is what we forget is how simple 2 acts of gratitude can help with our relationships. One is somebody takes the time to reach out to you. If you don't thank them for their effort, that effort might not be replicated again. And simple follow-ups from a call, from a meeting, whatever it might be, to say thank you are key. And you'd be surprised how many people forget until they call again needing something. And when money comes into play, right? You think about, you're sitting at lunch with a friend, and for whatever reason, they just offer. You don't have to pay if they offer, but if you don't offer to pay, or at least say thank you,
right,
they feel taken advantage of from their generosity. And I will often sit with friends who have incredible means, and I never have an expectation that they will pay for me. Because if I did, they wouldn't be my friend.
Right.
It'd be a different type of relationship.
Right. You'd be a user if you expected it. Because then it's not then you're not seeing it as what it is, which is a gift.
Right. So when we think about gratitude, right, if we're not expecting it, but we actually measure the value by gratitude for relationships, then whatever we put our time and money into, gratitude is the key to understand the measurement of that relationship and the trust that you have.
Right. And, speaking to that, my practice when I do these podcasts normally is I handwrite, I feel like I've definitely sent, I think I sent you one. I handwrite, I have a practice, which is very, it gets me in there where I handwrite the letter, and then I take a picture of it and I digitally send it to the person, so they know that I've spent time actually writing them physically, but then there it is digitally in front of them, just to let them know that that's my personal touch of, I want to make sure I do that. And what's great about that? I got a box over there with all these postcards of all these letters I wrote all these people.
So, and that's beautiful for 2 reasons. 1, your intention of doing it. And 2, if it's ever cold and you run out of newspaper, you have a really gracious way to heat your home and your family.
And think about that. Yeah, this is from David. This is David's letter. We're going to read this before we put it on the fire.
Exactly. Now, I will tell you once, whenever I would hire somebody for the foundation I used to run, this multinational outfit would have a lot of people who wanted to work with us because we were focused on arts in particular. And I had this interesting candidate once. She was a good interviewee, and then she had a follow-up I framed, but I didn't hire her. She sent me a note. It was a really nice note, but at the bottom of the note, apologized for the fact the only envelope she had was gold lined. And I opened an envelope and I think it's an envelope. For her, there was something audacious about having a gold lined envelope sent to a potential employer. I just found it so funny. I actually thanked her for sending the note. I told her, over the phone, not just in an email, why we weren't going to work with her, because she just wasn't the right skill set. But she stayed with me and in my network because she put the intention in and inadvertently made me laugh.
It's beautiful. Just from giving the thank you note. I think that if you go into a meeting, any type of meeting, and you're just grateful to be there, if your intent is you could go in and going, I'm going to thank this person tomorrow, regardless. I think you're going to, with your heart in that, I think it lightens the load and takes a serious, you know what I mean? It allows you to just appreciate being there.
It's absolutely
that's
true.
That's like we're at the concert. You know what I mean? Here we are playing. I'm just grateful to be playing. Tomorrow I'm just excited to be here. I'm not analyzing what's going to, the outcome of the show is not going to make or break me. I'm going to be here right now with you and just enjoy this time. Tomorrow, I'm going to write a letter saying, thanks, I've enjoyed this time. Because and I know this, time is our most valuable commodity, and you'll never have more of it. When somebody gives you your time and focus, they literally can't give you that. That is the most value thing they have, because we obviously could be doing a million different things. Some people's value at the hour is very little, some is very high. We have families, there's always this and that. But when people give your time and attention, there's no dollar amount. That's that's something to be grateful for, period. It's like right now.
I've found that there's one key to always get back in the door for some of those busy and most successful people on this planet. And it's an outreach to say, I just wanted to follow up for a few minutes and say thank you for something.
Ooh.
And when you do not have an ask attached, they are shocked. Because the people with influence and means in this world are accustomed to somebody going, I'd love to catch up with you and grab coffee, which means I'm asking you for money. I'd really love if you could introduce me to somebody more famous than you because you can do it and I can't. Can we catch up about it? Like there's all this subtext of how people do it. They don't actually ask that way, but they intend it that way.
Right.
For me, it's as simple as if I need to reach out to somebody who's very busy and I just ask for thank yous and say, I'm going to thank you. I'm able to thank them. And I pause 100% of the time. That pause is filled with a gratitude response, which is I really appreciate you letting me know. I'm really, really touched. What else can I do for you? And what I found is when your answer is nothing, it was really great to connect. I appreciate your time. The reception you get the next time is even more substantive than before. And can you not wait a few weeks or a few months to take a relationship and bring it to a higher level where it was based on success, based on gratitude, and based on follow-up?
That's some gold there, buddy.
You know, live and learn. Don't ask and then don't say thank you and ask. Don't say thank you, then ask the next day.
Right.
In many cases, like just let one situation be. The same way people learn when they argue. Don't make 10 points, make 1 point. If you want 1 point to be heard and acknowledged, because no one can process multiple points at once. You have to take things one by one.
Right.
Now, I've always been fascinated with the stories you tell me about some of the tours you've been on and how you just approach people on the street and bars and concert, whatever it may be, and how authentic people's responses are on the fly to you. I think that's such an incredible practice because, you know, when you conduct something, it's settled. It's already been written and you're supposed to interpret it. But I know you have something to share, but I'm just, you know, in this idea of time and money in relationships, when you just take somebody's time to share in their gratitude, I wonder what that does as a ripple effect for their life.
Right. You know, that's the amazing thing is when you go out and it's like it's experimental music almost, right? Like I'm going out and I'm going to play a melody in front of somebody. I have no idea what they're going to say. And sometimes you just don't know what you're going to get, right? But the more you do it, when you give people that platform to be able to play back, when you let people know you're there just to hear them, right? Because like you just said, I wasn't going up to these people going, "What are you grateful for? Hey, can I get $5?" Or what are you grateful for? Who can you introduce me to? Right? This is very in sync with what you're saying, right? I'm just there because I'm just curious and I'm interested, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. That the gift to me is when I see the eyes, you know, little eyes light up and they share. So I was in Pleasantville, California at the Shackley Corporation. That's the company my mom was with pretty much all my life, and this is after she passed away. And I went there on the tour and got to interview a lot of the staff. And this was the reception lady. So here I'm going to play this real quick. It's a really short video.
Hi, I'm Heather Stratton. I work at Shackley, and I am grateful for a friend in my life. Her name is Jessica Gray. She is my trainer, and she started me on my fitness journey last February. And since then, I've lost 50 pounds, and because of her, my life is completely different. I'm a different person, so I am super grateful for Jessica Gray.
So that's just one of those things, you know. And the amazing thing is when you have a moment like that, you connect with somebody. Sometimes that's somebody that stays in your life. It could be somebody, a friend on Facebook, or they share that video, and then the person, you know, I always love knowing if I can connect that video to the person that it's for. They're like,
sure.
Yeah, I like, so it's like, you know, at the end of the day, everything I'm doing, I really love being directional. I want to initiate this gift, and then I want to gift wrap it and allow it to be delivered.
Well, this is, the thing I'd say about that video as we close out is what that friend and that introduction did was give this woman more time and really with her health to save money. And those are the type of things that one should be grateful for.
Right. And you just never know what one relationship can do. And that's where, it's so important to go out there and just meet people. I like to be curious and excited all the time.
Well, my kid's school slogan was curious and capable for years, and curious and excited is a great one as well.
Yeah, I love that, man. Well, hey, this has been great. I know we went a couple minutes over, so that's a good place to close out this week.
Yeah, I think, lessons learned are always just be gracious to be gracious and focus on how that works for the intention of just doing so, knowing that you are taking somebody's time to do so, but you're actually rewarding them for the time they gave you, which is the real best blessing of it all.
Right. People giving you their time, and then the relationship is the gift is in the relationship, having that relationship. And if, you never know where one relationship is going to go, but if you go in as a taker, we all know where that ends up.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Chris, for doing this again with me and letting us both share some insights about relationships and time and money and building authenticity with graciousness.
Thank you, David. You're being very gracious, man. This is wonderful, and we'll plan on doing it again. We'll see you guys back next Friday. So I'm Chris with David, just saying, stay grateful.